A lot of people believe they can switch between being spiritual and material. One moment they might be meditating, opening their chakras, reading tarot cards, or surrounding themselves with crystals, thinking, now I'm a spiritual person. But then the next moment they might feel like they're back in their ego, back to the material world, thinking they're something else. They believe there's this constant battle, as if spirituality and materialism are two separate things, as if on one side there's spirituality and on the other side there's the material world, and you can choose where to stand. But what if I told you that this whole idea is an illusion, that this constant struggle between spirituality and materialism is simply a story you're telling yourself? In reality, neither spirituality nor materialism truly exists as separate entities. The foundation of everything, what is real, transcends all of these concepts. The notion that you're a spiritual person or a material person is part of a game we play with ourselves. We're pretending, acting out roles and wearing masks, but underneath it all, something much more profound is happening. Let's step back for a second. What is a person anyway? It's a word, a sound. But have you ever truly seen a person? You may think, well, I'm a person, but really you're just identifying with the label. The deeper truth is that you are not just a person, you're something far beyond that. I want to show you something real, something that's foundational, beyond these labels of spiritual and material. It's something that will set you free right now, without a long process, without the need for crystals, tarot cards, or meditation retreats. You don't have to buy anything or seek out some external validation. The freedom I'm talking about is available to you in this very moment. The reason I'm sharing this with you is because I've been on this search for a long time myself. I looked for the truth everywhere, through various paths, religions, and practices. At one point, I even thought I had to find something outside of myself. I became deeply involved in different spiritual practices, always feeling like I was just a step away from the answer, but then something shifted. My search ended not because I found something external, but because I discovered what had always been right here within me. And that's what I want for you. I want your search to end. I want you to be free. But here's the thing, if you want this freedom, you have to be ready to let go of who you think you are. You have to be ready to let go of your ego, your identity as a spiritual person or a material person. The only thing that truly dies is the ego, the sense of a separate self. The body doesn't really die in the way we think of it. It's just part of the flow of life. It doesn't know about life or death, it just is. So the end of this journey isn't about becoming more spiritual or more enlightened. It's about the end of identifying with anything other than your true self. Why does suffering exist? It's because we think we are something we're not. We've built an entire identity based on a name, a body, and a past. When someone calls your name, you respond thinking that's who you are, but that's just a role you've been playing. When you discover who you truly are, all that suffering, the traumas, the memories, the stories, they begin to crumble, and you don't even have to heal them. They just dissolve as you align with your true self. You see, people spend years in therapy trying to fix themselves, but often they're still stuck because they're trying to fix something that isn't really them. So how do you find this real self? How do you tap into that deeper truth? Let's start simple. I want you to feel your hand. Just be aware of it. Maybe you'll notice some tingling or warmth or some other sensation, but don't label it. Just feel it. Now, as you're feeling your hand, I want you to notice the awareness that is aware of your hand. Feel the feeler, the part of you that's aware of the sensations. It's not in the hand itself, is it? You might think it's in my head or it's in my chest, but keep looking. Where is the one that's feeling? Eventually you might say, I don't know. And that's the key moment. That I don't know is actually you, the real you, the one that's beyond all the labels and identities. It's the awareness that's always been there before your name, before your body. It's the space in which all of your experiences, your thoughts, your feelings, your life appear. This real self doesn't care about your spiritual process. It doesn't care about your chakras, your tarot cards, your crystals, or your meditation practice. Those things are part of the game, part of the story we tell ourselves. But the real you, the one I'm pointing to, transcends all of that. If you truly want to be free, you have to be willing to let go of the need to be spiritual or material. You have to be willing to die to those identities and find the self that is beyond them. That's the end of all seeking and suffering. When you find this real self, everything changes. You stop identifying with the body and the mind, and you begin to live from a place of true freedom. And here's the magic. When you're aligned with this deeper self, your physical life starts to shift too. Things become more harmonious. Problems resolve themselves without effort. I remember sharing this with my grandmother, who suffered from intense back pain. I asked her to do the same thing, just feel her hand and then feel the awareness that was aware of the hand. After a while, she said, "I don't know where it is." And I told her, "That's it, that's you." Her pain disappeared and she was left smiling. That's the power of this simple shift. The truth is, we are always in the heart of the divine, always connected to the source. We just get lost in the imagination of separation, believing we are these small, separate beings with problems and struggles. But when you return to your real self, those problems no longer have a hold on you. They may still exist, but there's no one there to suffer them. So if you find yourself caught up in the stresses of life, just stop and ask yourself, who is aware of these problems? And in that moment, you'll return to your true self, the one that is free, timeless, and beyond all suffering. I hope this resonated with you. If it did, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments, like, subscribe, and as always, continue exploring the depths of who you really are. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. In a world full of noise and distractions, the pursuit of spirituality and truth is like finding a compass in the storm. It's about grounding yourself, seeking deeper meaning, and connecting with something greater than just the everyday rush. Spirituality isn't just about belief, it's about growth, understanding, and inner peace. At Spiritual Quest, we exist to guide you on that journey. Whether you're seeking answers, clarity, or just a place to reflect, we're here to motivate and inspire you. This isn't a path walked alone. Together we explore, we learn, and we grow. Let's embrace the quest for truth and spiritual fulfillment, because when you live in alignment with your deeper self, everything else falls into place. Thank you for being here, and thank you for supporting this growing community of like-minded souls.